Ever wondered how much ADA you need in your portfolio to become a millionaire? In this video, we're discussing just that. And we're going to be taking a look at the charts, figuring out where we dollar cost average, what our average purchase price is going to be, and where I think the future price of ADA is likely to be in the future that could drive that $1 million return on investment. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off and just by taking a look at the price action of ADA. So we're going to start here on the daily time frame. We are looking for a move to the downside here. I'm still targeting out 15 to 18 cent. At the point of recording this video, you can see this is actually ahead of time. I'm recording this on the Saturday the 28th. We're up against resistance here on the 200 EMA. We're overbought on the daily. We're up against equilibrium. Like, we might push up above it, but for the most part, this is going to be the area of resistance. Also highlighted on Smart Money Concepts with these red areas of selling pressure. So for the most part, this looks like we're going to get rejected from around this area, unless of course we can break up higher than 37.61 cent. Ultimately, we are still looking to move on down. Our target range is sitting here between the 15.17 and 18.07. Okay, that is the range that we are looking to kind of complete out our structure and to finish off our kind of purchasing abilities here with ADA. So the reason I talk about this is because the price of ADA, dollar cost averaging, kind of the average purchase price that we're looking at, is going to basically drive out a profitability of our investment when it comes to ADA. So we need to know where we're going to be dollar cost averaging. So for the most part, I'm going to say the average price is going to be 20 cent, assuming that we've made some price purchases higher and we buy some more ADA when price goes down deeper, right? Now, obviously, this doesn't really apply to Chris and myself. We were really early investors in Cardano. We did some real good swing trading on the way down, built that position even bigger. But most of our purchasing was done at sub 10 cent way back in 2020s. But for the most part, if you're new to the space and you're dollar cost averaging, maybe you've paid 30 cent, maybe you buy it again 15 cent. You'll be able to get a good average price. For the most part, we'll use 20 cent as the average price for our calculations in today's video, okay? But obviously, you can adjust those accordingly. And now, if we know where we're going to be buying, we need to figure out, okay, well, how many tokens do we need in the portfolio to drive $1 million down the line? Well, the next part of the argument that we need here is we need to know where is the price going, okay? And we've got some interesting targets here. Now, obviously, I spoke a lot about these targets over the months. A lot of people didn't believe that we were going to go down to 22 cent, but yet there we were. Okay, and so people don't want to believe that you go to $26 to $90 range. I do think that is something that is likely to happen, and it's happening because of the fundamental side, but we also see that DeFi is booming. We see a lot of total value locked growing on Cardano, not at the dollar level, but at the ADA level. These are fundamental differences. You might see people talking about how, Cardano's total value locked is dropping. They're looking at it from a dollar value. And obviously, as the price goes down, yes, of course, total value locked and dollars decreases as well. But what you don't see in the background is actually the amount of ADA that is steadily increasing over time. Okay, and it's actually continuously growing. So we see that there's a lot of ADA being locked up, and that's shrinking the supply. It's also giving strength and encouragement to the DeFi that is likely to come to the ecosystem on that next bullish market as well. We also see things like Midnight, which is going to be a missing component when it comes to DeFi. I think that we've got a recipe for success here. We do see a lot of institutional investors kind of coming in, coming out, and trading their ways through their ADA positions as well. I think we're looking pretty strong. Now, you can obviously take your own price targets. This is just my thoughts and opinions, but there are several areas of interest to me on the price chart here. We have $3.70. That's going to be the 618. I think we are going to find resistance there. $8.72. We'll find resistance there on the 786. And then, of course, $26. I think $26 is achievable for Cardano's ADA in that next run when it becomes very apparent just how good the ecosystem is. So what we'll do is we'll bring up our spreadsheet here and we'll just start discussing a little bit when it comes to Cardano. So we have our ticker ADA, we have our future price targets. We've got 3 in mind, really. I think we said 3. Actually, let's go back 1 second. 370, 870. And 26. Okay, and we'll give our wild card at $90 as well. So we have 370, we have 870, 26 and 90, right? So those are the kind of 4 kind of price targets that we kind of have, right? So we can plumb those into this future price. That's going to then help us towards our $1 million target. And it's going to drive out how many ADA tokens we need in our portfolio to basically achieve the target. We have the average price, which we know we're going to go with 20 cent as the average price. That's going to tell us our total cost that we need to basically invest or have invested in ADA in order to basically deliver the correct quantity of ADA that's going to drive the $1 million return on investment. Okay, then we have profit, the tax, which I've set at 20%, but can be adjustable depending on your jurisdiction, because here in the UK, we have 20% capital gains, but in other jurisdictions, that might be 50%. And then, of course, your net profit at the end. So let's start off with saying we have a real low price target of $3.70. For $3.70, if we want to drive $1 million, we need 270,000 ADA. It's actually not that bad, but at an average price of 20 cents, that is going to be a $54,000 investment. That $54,000 investment will drive out $945,946 in profit, and your tax bill would be $189,189. And of course, that's going to drive your net profit at $756,757. But that's going to be on the real low end of town. What if we saw an $8.70 price for ADA? Well, all of a sudden, you only need 114,943 ADA. That's an investment of $22,989, an average price of 20 cents. Your profit would be 977,000 with a tax bill of 195K, netting down $781,000. Okay, those are the 2 that I think are, pretty decent price targets that I think are achievable. I think they're both very achievable targets. $26, we start to split opinions here. Okay, at $26, we only need 38,462 ADA to drive $1 million return on investment. 20 cent being your purchase price, that's a $7,692 investment, driving you profit of $992,308, $198,000 tax bill, netting you down with $793,846. Now, this one splits opinions because a lot of people just think, what would the market cap be? Well, that's actually really simple calculation. It's 45 billion. Let's assume all of the tokens are out there, right? They're not, but let's assume that they are. Let me just go make sure I've got the right number of zeros in this one. That's only 45 million, so we'll go ahead and add in a few more. Okay, so 45 billion tokens, all in distribution, right? And then, of course, we multiply the 45 by the 26, and you all of a sudden end up with this $1.1 trillion market cap, right? And this is how you calculate market cap, and that is why it's so pointless in thinking about market cap as a barrier to price discovery. And do you know the fundamental reason why? Because price is what drives the market cap, which means that market cap can't stop your price if market cap relies on price. Okay, so it basically means that you can't look at market cap and say you can't possibly do that price because market cap would be X. It doesn't work that way. Okay, there's only really 2 things that really matter when it comes to price movements. That is the supply and the demand. Very, very simple, right? Although a little bit harder to track sometimes, and it's not as simple as a simple calculation like 45 billion multiplied by 26, because that's essentially all that is doing. So what I've been speaking about in my recent videos and what I've kind of briefly alluded to here with DeFi is that we see ADA being locked up for total value locked. We see ADA being utilized within the staking elements. Basically, the supply of ADA is shrinking, and the new dApps that are being built on the ecosystem, over 1,200 of them, is going to bring demand. So shrinkage of supply, increase in demand, there's only one place for the price to go, and that's to the upside. So I am confident in thinking that we are likely to pass the 870. $26 is, of course, going to be a little bit of a mission, but nonetheless, I think it's something that I think we would be very much achievable considering everything that is happening on the Cardano ecosystem. $90, on the other hand, is a long shot. It's going to take an awful lot to get there, but if we were to achieve it, you would only need 11,111 ADA. That would drive your $1 million. It would only cost you $2,000 at a 20-cent average price, and your profit will be pretty sizable as well. But ultimately, for me, I think that if we aimed between $8.70 and $26, we'll be in a very strong position. I think we're going to be able to quite easily pull out and extract $1 million with an ADA investment in the future. But let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments down below. Are you a believer in $26 ADA? Let me know. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, why not check it out? Linked in the description down below. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day.